Welcome everyone to Best Travel Stories. Thank you very much for being here. You are going to have fun today. Before I start, I want to ask you one question. How many of you are excited about Myanmar as much as I am? Great, let's start. For those that are new here, I will just share my screen and summarize what you're going to expect in this meeting. We are going to start with our special guest, Aksana, and she will speak about Myanmar. After that, we will have shortly interaction where you will have the opportunity to introduce yourself and tell us why you joined this community. After that, you will have opportunity to ask questions or give a tip for better traveling. The next part of our meeting will be to share your past or future travel stories. At the end, we will finish with one sentence feedback. So, Aksana, welcome. I am happy to have you tonight here. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Aksana. Most of the people knows. I would like to tell you some stories about the beautiful Myanmar. So I prepared some presentation, and there's like really interesting also, I think, also this background about this country, you know. So because a lot of things happened since then and even now in February. So that's why, and for me, I'm really lucky that I just went there, yeah. Just a moment.
Yes, it's beautiful.
So let's begin. Majestic Myanmar. So this is that how it looks when you go in some pagoda, in some temples there. There's so many temples there. It's really incredible. And this is one of them. I don't know, maybe thousands of the temples which are there in the country. Just the brief overview for the country, where is it and how it looks like. So Myanmar, it's in the Southeast Asia, on the border to China, on the northeast, on the east side, east-south, on the border with Laos, Thailand, and on the east side, it's on the border to India and Bangladesh. So, and also to the Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal. The area of Myanmar is 667,590 square kilometer. In comparison to Germany, it's double smaller than Myanmar. So the population of Myanmar is 57 million people. The capital city is Nai Phrai Thang. So if you see my cursor, so I can see you, this is somewhere here middle in the Myanmar.
Oh,
and the population in Myanmar, there are 88%. You can see on the left of these pictures, this is that kind of ceremony, not the ceremony, the Buddhist people, the monks, they just wake up in the morning and they just went through the cities and the people come to them and give them some food and give them some money also. So it's very famous, not very famous, but it's usual that the people do that kind of things, and the monks are very welcoming. On the right side, you can see the school. This is just normal school in Myanmar, there's that kind of thing that there is the school in the monastery, and there is the free school. So it means actually every small child who go to school, they go to the, they start as a monk. It means in their classes, they have meditation and that kind of thing. So they start the class with metta meditation. It means give the peace and kindness to everybody in the world and to the world. So that's why I think it's the basic education. It's very nice and open up the heart of the human being. So, and also what I recognized, because a lot of people in Germany and in Europe complain somehow, like, you know, oh, the life is bad here. And I just make that kind of comparison just for myself today, to see some data or some numbers, you know, and is the life in Germany so bad that we need to complain? And I will say definitely really bad. Have a look at this climate. In Myanmar, is climate much better than in Germany, you know? So that's why this is the only one point why the German people can complain about the weather. So in here you can see the life quality, 0 is the best, the bad, and the 100 is good. So 45, it's good point for the climate. And in Germany is 21. When we see, for example, political stability, and these numbers, it was from 2020, yeah. So political stability, it was 29 in Myanmar, and in Germany is 82. So for now, because all of this collapse, what happens in Myanmar, it's almost 0, I would say, yeah. So the civil rights, it's also in Myanmar is 25 in year 2020, and in Germany 95. About when we speak about the hills, it's the same. Like in Myanmar it's 29, and in Germany it's 96. How happy we are! So when we compare the hospital beds per 100 people, there is only 0.9 in Myanmar, and in Germany we have 8.3. Yeah, this is the comparison. It's like just to understand how lucky we are here in Germany. Okay, the climate, the temperature will rise in the spring and summer, but anyway, we're really lucky here. So, and I would like to give you some brief overview about the history of Myanmar, how it started. It started in 9th century. The group of the people came from the north, and they founded the powerful kingdom Bagan. So there's a small mistake. Bagan is the city, and they start to develop this city, and all city-states gives way to more unified administration, which became bigger and powerful with the king Anavrata in 1057. Then the following centuries will be marked by divisions as various ruling dynasty rose and falls, and territories under their control underwent constant new organization. So, and then between 1550 and 1581, it was the king Bayan Nang, which was very famous for his relentless wars. And these wars was in order to gain increasingly larger areas of territory. So his aggression is much admired by the military rules of today's Burma. And this is that kind of model for their rule. Upon his death in 1581, he was 60 years old at this time. His rule stretched over almost all Burma, Thailand, and Laos. But after his death, it was very difficult to hold that kind of big territory, yeah, and that kind of style what he has, yeah. So after his death, sections of his empires becomes to fall away. Then we have in 1824 till 1826, it was Anglo-Burmese War. So it started just with the point from the British people who just wanted to have some territory. And then in 1885, it was the total annexation of the Burma. And actually, the British, they didn't want to have this territory. They just wanted this territory for themselves to make the connection to China, and to expand the economy. It was the good window, I will say, and good door between the British colonies and China. So, and anyway, agriculture was geared toward export, and Burma became the world's largest exporter of rice. So anyway, the resistance in many Burmese people grew against the British people. So in 1920s, the students protest, and also Buddhist monks rebel for national autonomy. So then in the Second War, it was that kind of small confusion. One of the leaders, who was the communist, he made the connection to the China people and wanted to bring the communism to the country. But then the Japanese people came as the first, and the Burmese people start the connection with the Japanese people. But then they recognized that actually the Japanese people was the same as the British people. They just wanted to have the country in their hands and have that it's in their hands. So they came back to the British people, and didn't want it to change anything. Anyway, in 1947, Burma's independence became independent from Britain. Then it was a lot of up and downs. It was that kind of small sparkle of the democracy in the country, but anyway, the military was so strong and wanted to rule the country. And in 1958, it was the first time when the army took over the Burma. And since 1962, in Burma, or now it's Myanmar, there is the military dictatorships. The military dictators told that this is that kind of Burmese way to the socialism. Yeah. Wait a minute, guys. So, and in this way, it went till actually 2011, till the civilian gained the leadership. So it till this time, some of the foreigners, it was allowed to come to some of the foreigners, but not everybody could enter the country. But in 2011, it was reopening for the foreigners, and it brought the hopes of the democratic reforms. But military still controlled over part of the government. And it was also some campaign of the ethnic cleansing against the Rohingya. Rohingya, this is the stateless Indo-Aryan ethnic group who predominantly follows Islam. So, and it was very huge campaigns against this ethnic group. Oh. Okay. I just missed that then. So, and then what happens then? 2020, it was the second election, and actually this party, which was on the rule before, they won. But the military had was not in the power at all, and they just said, okay, how they say, they just said like, just like they forced and took the power away from the democratic people and from the people who was elected. Yeah. Yeah, and the military takeover of power carried out by army and remove the democratically elected president, and as well as the Nobel Peace Prize winner and counselor of the state. So now this is that kind of situation. As it was now the brief history, and now I will tell you about my traveling actually there. I've been there in 2018, and I went to Myanmar, and this is actually my route, what you see now on the map. I've been in not everywhere, I will say, but in some of the places. I arrived to Rangoon, and I went to the west coast on the beach, to the Ngwe Saung, and then I went from Rangoon back to Bago, and then I flew to Mandalay, spent some time in Mandalay, and then I went to Bagan, and then through Mount Popa, I went back to Mandalay. I flew back to the Asia, to another countries. So it was my route.
Aksana, how long were you there in total?
Yeah, in total it was around maybe 25 days, something like this. Okay, so, and the minima, it was actually a spontaneous decision from me. I never thought to go travel in Myanmar. I didn't know what is about the country, not at all, nothing about it. So, and it was really spontaneous decision, because as I was traveling in 2018 in another countries, I went to some Vipassana meditation retreat, and I was in this 10 days retreat, and this Vipassana meditation retreat taught by Goenka, it has roots in Myanmar, and in Myanmar, this is the only country which didn't change some traditional and some technique of this beautiful meditation technique. Yeah, so that's why I just wanted to get to know the spirit of these people and wanted just to make another course. So you see on this picture me on the right, and this is the clothes what I bought also. So if you can see, I still have it here. Yeah, you can see it on me on the right picture, and then the left picture, this is this meditation retreat where I went in Mandalay. You can see also some foyer there on the top of the hill. It was really amazing and interesting to see how they do it. Yeah, this is. And it was really spontaneous that I went to Myanmar. I didn't know about the country, that it was in the past the military country. I learned about this when I've been there in the country inside. So, and then another place where I've been, it was on the west coast, on the sea. It's called Ngwe Saung. And this is unspoiled 15-kilometer stretch of silvery sand. So you can see on the left side on this picture, this is a beautiful place where I was, that kind of guest house, hotel, very nice and beautiful and clean. how it was with the hotels in the guest house, it was in comparison to the food quite expensive, because for example, when I went to Thailand or to Bali, Indonesian, so I paid like between 10, 20 or 30 maximum euro or dollar for the room, and it was quite very, very good rooms. And there, for really basic rooms, you need to pay around like up to 30 euro. It's still not expensive for Europe, but for Asia, it's not that cheap. So 30 euro. And I ask, why is it like this? And they say like, because they, to invite the foreign citizen, they have to have the special license, and it costs a lot of money. So that's why the price for the rooms and for the hotels are quite not expensive for us, but expensive in the comparison to Asia. So you can see the beautiful beaches there also. What I recognize in this place, the sea, it's somehow a little bit green and gray and that kind of color. So, and also on the beach, you can see huge, huge statues, how you see now in mermaids, you see the people sitting there and having a lunch, and they are like really somewhere in the beach. It can be a really long beach, and then from nowhere you see this huge 10-meter statue there, how you see it here. So, and then another thing what I've done there, because the beach is really long, like 15 kilometers, you can rent the bike and you can walk on the beach all side long. So I've done it a couple of times. It was really beautiful and amazing, and the landscape changed all the time. So you can see me on this picture on the left. And you can see also the jungle on the right. So you just drive on this beach and you see the jungles also in another landscape. Then there is, what is interesting in this place, there is a lot of places which called island, but they are actually not island. You just go through, and this is the kind of villages. And one of them, it calls Snake Island. Very beautiful also, with a lot of pagodas, a lot of temples. I asked if there is some snakes. The people was laughing and saying, no, there's no snakes. So I thought the name was because there's a lot of snakes, but it wasn't a lot of snakes. I didn't see any of them. So, and then another island, you just go that kind of villages which called island. So another island is Miss Island. You see very nice landscape, like a jungle on the right picture. And then to go to another place, you need to take that kind of boat, which you see also on the left of the picture. A very, very old boat, very amazing, nice people. So you go there and they bring you to another part of the river. And what is really amazing are definitely the people. So you see children there.
Who is there? You can go.
So you see the children there, they are really beautiful. You see this color on their cheeks, here also. Why they do it, I didn't know why they do this. This is actually that kind of beauty thing. That kind of mask which they wear as well. The man is also the woman. Most of the women wearing this put this thing on their cheeks, and it means actually they think that it's beautiful like this, to go around beautiful like this, and they think that it's also make the skin very nice. Yeah. So, and then the bus adventure. The bus adventure, I went with a bus from Rangoon to this beach, and when outside is 35 degrees, inside of the bus, you can see on the picture, it's 12 degrees. It's really, really cold. And when you go with the bus 5 hours, it's really, really cold there inside. So you can see I'm breathing here. And then the train adventure, it was also on the train from Rangoon to Bado. First of all, you go to the train station and you don't know which train you have to go. You go to the people and ask them, they don't speak English. So you see on the tab There is the Burmese language, which you don't understand. So it's really difficult also to find the train to come to the point where you want to go when you are completely alone, because the people also don't speak that good English there. Landscape also on the way. And so as I just want to show you some video of the train, which remind me on my childhood, because I was born in Belarus. The train was not that kind of bad like here, but anyway. So very windy. So then what I wanted to tell you about, it's really beautiful city which named Bago. It was a capital city from 1369 till 1538. I was wondering why there is a lot of temples, like really like a capital. It looks like a capital. I didn't know that. My guide told me that it was the capital in the past. So you can see me on the left picture, how small I am and how big is the pagoda. They are really huge. You are there like, I don't know, like small human being. And then also just a couple of pictures. Anyway, there is a lot of pagodas, really a lot. And they are really huge. So also this picture with Buddha, lying Buddha, which is, I don't know, maybe 15 meters or something, and really huge pagoda also. And how you do it, you just arrived on the train station in Bago, and then there are a lot of people on the bikes. They are that kind of guides, and they ask you, can I be your guide for today? So you just pay, like, take this guide on the bike, you sit back of him. This is the guide what I choose. Somehow I felt, because there are a lot of people, they don't have much money, so they want to give you the service. So, and I just choose this guy because I felt it's quite good with him connection, and he spoke quite good English. And we went, he showed me all the pagodas around. And as you see, this is some small map, and it just looks small. The city, it's quite huge. So actually we went and seen maybe the third of all pagodas in the city, and it was already enough for me. And it was also beautiful, and it was too much information. And you can see how beautiful this city also, really green, and a lot of different pagoda, which you can see on the back of one of the picture. So that kind of really huge pagodas, so as you understand, so small people and really big temples. As I said, it was the capital city, that's why they invest a lot of money in it. Again, huge Buddhas. And as I said, if you go, like, it was maybe 20 or maybe 13 big temples, and I've done only the part of it. And when you just see all that kind of beauty from the start, it's amazing, it's beautiful. But when you go to another one, you think like, okay, maybe it's already enough. This is what I really wanted to tell you. This is the snake temple. So, and in this temple, there is a huge snake inside. They say that this snake is 125 years. And it's really huge. I don't know how many meters, 6 meters long. And the people say that this is the reincarnation of Swan Princess. Swan Princess was in Burma in 1962 before the military regime, and then she went to excel to USA. So they say, one story said that this is reincarnation of this princess, and another story said that this is a reincarnation of the really famous monk. You can see on the picture this monk with this snake. On the right side, this is the statue, which looks like a people somehow. Sometimes when you go in some temple and see that kind of statue, you think, oh, what is this? This is the human being. You think that this is the human being because they looks really similar to normal people. Yeah. And what I wanted to show you this snake a little bit, so as you see how huge it is. And I've seen it really like 15 centimeters from me, and it was like really amazing. So, and also not possible to touch it because it's really holy for the people.
Aksana, how many slides do you have?
Yeah, we'll come to the end.
Okay.
So then the another city where I've been, this is the city Bagan, city of temples. There also, I just rent the bike, electro bike. It's not possible to drive some another bike except electro bike. And you can go with this electro bike and see, I don't know, 500 or something temples. So this is some of these temples. And what I really like this temple, because for me, somehow it looks a little bit like Berliner Dome. I don't know why, but it looks for me a little bit familiar, like a Berliner Dome. And another thing, when I wake up, I've seen that kind of thing, what I didn't expect it, what I also didn't know that this exists. In Bagan, there's Luftballons, and I didn't know it. So it was really a surprise for me.
Amazing.
Imagine you just wake up, go on the terrace on the top, don't expect anything for breakfast, and you see that kind of picture. It was beautiful. So that kind of things. And this is if you will be in Myanmar, just right Bagan Vertex Hotel. It's a little bit outside of the Bagan, but it's really nice, not that expensive, and you can see that kind of things. So, and then the last one, what I wanted to show, this is really amazing temple where I've been close to Bagan also. On the top, Tu Ying Tang Temple in Bagan, which was made in 1059 by King Anavrata. And the story tells that King Vatsaraba from Sri Lanka donated one of Buddha's tooth relict. And King Anavrata duplicated this with another one and hid it somewhere in the inside of this pagoda. So it means it's somewhere there inside. And another story says that if you will be able to see 4 of this mentioned pagoda in one day, your wish will come true. So with this, the last one, just to see the view of how it was in this pagoda. It's really beautiful. Outside of this is huge mountain, that kind of beautiful. You can see now quickly. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. So this is my story about Myanmar. So if you have the possibility, not now, but maybe I hope the situation will be good in the future, because a lot of people became a friend of mine there. So I am really praying for them that everything will be good. It's really amazing country to see. And the people are the most honest, most beautiful people with a huge heart. Thank you very much.
What is the food like there? Is it similar to Thai or Vietnamese, or what is it like?
Yeah, this is that kind of mix, you know, Thai, Vietnamese, Asian food. On the sea, there's a lot of seafood, fish, rice, vegetables also, that kind of food, yeah.
Right.
Anyone else? Question to Aksana?
Yes, I have a question. So thank you very much for this very interesting presentation, Aksana. Very nice. I am very much interested in meditation. So can you say anything about this very particular meditation that you were speaking of, that in fact caused you to go to this place?
Yeah, this is Vipassana meditation taught by Goenka. And the thing is, there's a lot of Vipassana meditation. Yeah, you can do Vipassana on the breath, on the sensation, moving sensation, and whatever. And this specific meditation, it have the technique which comes from Burma, actually, from Myanmar. And it's not possible to explain in one word, I will say you, because you learn it during 10 days. If I have to explain it, for me, it's that kind of hardcore meditation where you just sit 10 days and you are enlightened. Because in my case, it was like really, I was suffering with a back pain, yeah, and I think it was the combination. That's why I was into it, and I practiced this meditation 1.5 years after this retreat, like really hardcore, morning and evening, 2 hours every day. And because I was into it, because it was physical things what was away. Before I went to meditation, I had really big back pain. And I went to osteopath in Bali only one time, and he handled my pain a little bit. It became water. And I went to this meditation retreat, and in the 3rd day, just like the pain started to resolve. And in the 8th day, I never felt that back in my life, never ever. That like really clean body, and no headache, nothing at all. So, and this state, I was in this state 3 months, and then the back pain came again in another places, you know. So, but anyway, I think it's something nice, but it's also that kind of hardcore. It makes a lot of with you on the psychical way. Some of the people just go crazy. No, not go crazy, but it's do something with your psyche, I think. Yeah.
What's it called?
Not
Pana, you said?
Huh?
How was it called?
Vipassana.
Vipassana. Okay, got that. Thank you. Yeah, great.
But also Vipassana taught by Goenka.
You can type it in the chat.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, like that, because you never know how the spelling is. Great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay. Then thank you once again, Aksana. I really enjoyed it. The one thing that I'm taking is this view with balloons for me. I will surprise myself also in this way. Okay.
Aksana, did you take a ride with the balloons?
No, I did, because I didn't take it because I even didn't know that something like this is existing.
Okay.
It was really big surprise. And anyway, I don't like that kind of things. I don't think that I will like it to do it, because it's not the fear, but I will feel that I could fall. And this is that kind of say yes to your death, you know, for me. And I would like to live a little bit maybe. So that's why. Yeah.
Okay, then we are moving to our second part of our meeting, and it is now, please shortly introduce yourself and tell us why you joined in this group. As usual, I will start to show how it could be. My name is Suzana Merua. I was born and grew up in Bulgaria. Since 2009, I'm living in Berlin, Germany. I'm an author, growth mindset and vision expert. Why I started this community? Because I thought in this time we cannot meet each other. The first place was to meet each other. The second, instead of missing traveling, to tell story is good, so that we can be excited what the new future will bring us. And for now, I have no tips for the traveling. Usually I can give, but now I want to pass this tip. So I would say we can start with Marek. Could you open the round?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Marek. I'm from the UK. I live in Berlin, so I've been joining this group quite regularly because I just like hearing about, I like traveling, so it's also interesting hearing about other places, and I've never been to Myanmar, so it was very interesting to hear this presentation.
Thank you. Susanne? Can you unmute yourself? We cannot hear you.
Yes, sorry, sorry.
Always-
Hello, my name is Susanne. I live in Munich, and I'm sorry that I was too late today. I was stuck in the supermarket, and then I looked at the watch, and it was already so late. And yes, I have a daughter, and yeah, and I like traveling very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
Later is better than never. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Ronald?
Yes, hi. So I'm Ronald. I live in Berlin since 2002. Before I lived in 3 different countries, and yes, I'm very much interested in different cultures, and I like to travel a lot. And I would have liked to be much more in this group. I think this is only my 3rd or 4th time, but I always find it very interesting, especially these personal stories. You know, it's not just like, okay, this is the country and this is what you can do, but you have the personal touch to it, and that makes it very, very interesting to me. And in this case, it's what you called a bullseye for me as well today, because Myanmar is always a country where I want to go. So now I even want to go more. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. We have 2 newcomers today. Thank you for being here. Rasmi?
Hello, I'm Rashmi. I'm from India, from South India, Bangalore. And this is my first time here, although I've been planning to join it a lot of times. I somehow miss it. Something comes up in the weekend and I always miss it, but this presentation was really wonderful. I could see a lot of similar culture between India and Myanmar. Yeah, and it was really nice. I'm here because I like traveling, and yeah, I'm in Berlin since 2 years now.
Thank you for joining us. Tudor?
Yeah.
Right?
Hi. So I'm Tudor. I'm originally from Romania. I've lived in a few different countries in the last 10 years, let's say, and moved to Berlin last summer. And of course, I joined the group because I like traveling. And even though we cannot travel right now, we can learn about different places. So I'm always up to hear about new things. And maybe, I don't know, maybe in the future I'll tell you about my travel stories as well.
Oh, that is great. For the next week, we have a free spot. If someone is wanting to, we have 4 free spots. 1 is for the next week and 3 in before, after that, sorry. And please contact me so that I can put it in calendar. Thank you for being here, Tudor. I hope that I pronounce your name right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. And thanks, Aksana, for the presentation. It was nice.
Yes, that's awesome. Now we are moving to our 3rd part of our meeting. It is usually you can choose to speak about one of your past travel stories or one of your future you want to go. I will start also today. We have a new destination in our bucket list, and this week I understand that we are going to Japan. I was not planning that, but the reason why we have Japan in our bucket list is because my son fell in love with animation. The name is Boruto. Naruto or Boruto in this way. I am not sure what is, and it has a lot of series.
It's
And
Naruto.
Naruto. You are right. Naruto. But the son of Naruto is Boruto. Yes, and we spoke a little bit. I want to go there. I said, could you please tell me your reason? Because I want to have an autograph from this author, and I want to see the culture and visit the country. Okay, and now we put it in our bucket list because of this author who did an amazing job with this Naruto. We are moving as soon we have the possibility to travel to visit Japan. This is our new travel destination. So probably Susanne, could you share one past or one future travel destination?
Yeah. So my my next destination will hopefully be France. I have done a booking near the Côte d'Azur, but I don't know if we can go there because of Corona, because the incidence is very high. And until now, you can only enter France if you have a negative Corona test. And I think now whole France is a risk territory. And I think there are even 3 territories in France where there is a total lockdown: Paris and La Moselle, and still another one. And I really don't know if it's possible to go there and when to cancel. So because, yeah, maybe we have to cancel, and I can cancel, but only until a certain date. So yeah, so I don't know if we can do that.
Okay, understand. Probably if someone knows to say something to Susanne, I have no.
Sorry, for when was the reservation?
It's from Booking.com, and I have to check until when I can cancel. I think it was until May or something like that. So I still have some time to consider.
So as it stands now, I think France is even in a tighter lockdown than Germany. So for the next month or two, I think there's no chance.
You think there's no chance? Now we have March, April, June. Yeah, we would go there end of May. Yeah. So yeah, it's critical, isn't it?
Check your cancellation date and maybe set a reminder, because I don't know.
Are you flying or are you driving?
I would take the train.
The train, okay.
I did something. I booked a train ticket to France, but I didn't book anything back. So so I don't know what to do yet. I thought it's already a risk to go there, and yeah, then I thought, okay, if I really go there, I will book the way back.
Well, just if I may, I think the important thing is whether or not the hotels or the places where you stay, if they're allowed to take you or not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
In France, they're still allowed to do so. So if you have time and you work from home or whatever, then don't worry, because if you can go, and at the moment it is still like this, you just need a PCR test to go. So you take your PCR test 2 days in advance. It's negative. In the train, they will look at it and see it, and they say, fine, you can continue. You go to your place that you want to stay. You spend your time there. And when you come back, okay, unfortunately, I think right now it is the case, from Sunday onwards, you also have to produce a PCR test when you enter the country.
Yeah, I think so. And
maybe you have to take that into account. But everybody knows this, so these test facilities will be available. And then you just have to be prepared to be 5 to 10 days in quarantine. That's all.
that's
If
the
you're prepared to do all that, you can go. At the moment, I don't know what's happening in June, of course, or end of May.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I just have to look very much what's going on and then decide what to do.
But guys, don't you think that they make it more stricter in every country because of the Easter? So as the people don't move from country to country, and maybe after this, so like maybe from 9 April or middle of April, it will be a little bit better. Maybe, I don't know.
I hope so.
Very likely, yeah. I agree.
What I like very much is that the Saarland is doing that model test, that they want to open everything if you have a negative corona test. So you can go into a restaurant and can have a drink somewhere, and you can, I think, even go into the theater. And I think that's really worth doing it.
Okay, thank you. Probably Ronald can share also with us past or future destination.
Okay, so actually, just before Corona was happening, or I was in end of February last year, I went to Tromsø in Norway. And actually, the reason I went there was because I wanted to see the polar light. And Tromsø is really up high, so it's almost at the North Cape. It's a small village on it's a town on a small island. So a very interesting location, and the chance to see the polar light is quite high. I was there a week, and it was in February, and when I arrived there was only five hours of daylight a day, which was really weird. And so it was an interesting experience, but I found the people very nice, and I found the countryside very nice. If you like nature, it's very, very, very beautiful. And they're very much oriented toward nature. So I said to myself, I must come back someday in the summer. I didn't see the polar light, by the way, although there was a high chance to see it, but I didn't see it, unfortunately. So, but I was very much impressed by the beautiful nature there. And so that's, as a tip, if you like nature, I think Norway is a country for you.
Yes. Thank you. Rashmi?
Yeah, I think I have a lot of dream destinations. Like when everyone is telling, I'm like, yeah, I want to go here also. But from my mind, yeah, Australia is a place I really want to go because I've heard a lot of nice things, and yeah, I heard it's very, very diverse, and yeah, I really want to go there once.
Okay. Tudor?
Yeah, so I actually moved here from Australia, so maybe I can give you a few tips if you want. Unfortunately, the country is closed right now, so I think it will take another year or two until we can go there. But yeah, there are different places, mostly the east coast of Australia. That's more populated, and you have like different beaches and different places where they have like resorts or just plain nature. In Australia, you can find a beach just for yourself. It's very easy, or just share with a few people. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to know more, I can give you some tips.
Yeah, thank you. When it's good again, then of course I will plan and ask you.
And the destination that I wanted to mention, I've been there like a few years ago, around the New Year. I've been to Yucatan in Mexico, so that's like a peninsula in the south of Mexico, the Caribbean side, and I stayed there for like 2 weeks around the New Year and Christmas holidays. And I really enjoyed it because it was so diverse. So I've done diving, swimming, staying on the beach, spending time with different people, interacting with the locals. And then I rented a car, went around the country. They have the country, the peninsula, they have one of the world wonders. It's called Chichen Itza. It's like a kind of like a big Mayan temple surrounded with other buildings. It's a very interesting site, and yeah, I also like the food a lot. So a lot of fresh seafood, and then they have like lime and avocado and yeah, everywhere. So I really enjoyed it. And then after 2 weeks, I realized, like, coming back to the airport, I was like, oh, wow, that's such a long time ago. It was just 2 weeks, but it made me completely forget about work, about everything. So it was a very good place.
Thank you for sharing with us. Marek?
Yeah, maybe the only past destination I mentioned is a bit inspired by the Myanmar presentation. 2 years ago, I went to Cambodia. And Cambodia is in many ways very, very similar to Myanmar. So it's also a Buddhist country. It was a big medieval empire. So the major thing to see there, I think similar to Baikonur of all the pagodas, is Angkor Wat. So I would say that is the #1 thing to see. Then again, I think again it's often labeled as one of the great sort of wonders of the world. So if you're in Southeast Asia, it's definitely worth also, if you have a chance, to go to Cambodia and particularly to visit Angkor, because there's a major temple, but actually the whole area is it's about 200 kilometers from one temple to the other side of a temple. So it's a huge area, but very, very similar to Myanmar, I think. So again, once again, thank you for that presentation. That was really interesting.
Thank you, Aksana. Do you want to share, Aksana, with us your future or past? You share already. You cannot if you want to.
Yeah, I would like to go to Swiss. I had some idea 2 years ago. I saw some traveler. He introduced that kind of trip, 1 week trip to Swiss. And how he came to Zurich or something with a flight, and then he rented the car and went with the car in really different places. And he slept most of the time in the car, and cooked also somewhere around in the car, had that kind of thing. So, and it was not that expensive, you know. So if he stayed maybe 2 days in the hotel, in the pension, but another time he stayed in the car and eat that kind of things from the shop, or sometimes he went to the restaurant, and it was not that expensive. So that's why my idea to go this summer, if it will be possible, just to go there, to rent the car and make that kind of trip with hiking, a lot of hiking, and yeah, in Sweden.
Okay, thank you. Okay, everyone. Now we are at the last point of our meeting, and it is one sentence feedback. As I mentioned at the beginning, I want to implement something new for the next time. It is breakout rooms. Please think about which topic you would like. We will, if we are more than 6 and more, we will make groups, so that please send me which topic you want to interact with your groups. And the second thing that I want to say is thank you for taking time, and please contact me if you want to make a presentation for the coming times. Now I would say, Susanne, could you say one sentence feedback? How was the meeting for you?
Yes, Aksana, it was really very, very interesting, and I was glad that at least I got most of the presentation of Myanmar, and I'm also very much interested in this country, and yeah, thank you very much, and I liked it very much. Okay. And yeah, and I want to say that next Saturday I won't have time.
Okay.
So I will join hopefully in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you. Tudor?
Yeah, so thank you again for the presentation. It was very interesting. And yeah, I like this kind of interaction and hearing different people with different stories and different ideas for holidays.
Thank you for being here. Rashmi?
Yeah. Thank you, Susan, for organizing, and Aksana for the wonderful presentation. To me, it was very inspiring to hear about the travel stories, also from the others. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to travel. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Marek? I cannot hear you.
Sorry. No, I like the presentations. Again, it was a really, really good presentation today. So I enjoyed it. No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ronald?
So as we all know the Germans, Germans have very long sentences, so I can speak a long time, of course, without finishing my sentence. So, but no, just joking. Thanks a lot again, Aksana. So I loved a lot your presentation, and also it has given me some input because I found in the meantime the Vipassana meditation. So I will look into this. It sounds very interesting. Thank you again.
Aksana?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot, and I cannot do it short.
Okay.
Somehow I cannot do it short. And Suzanne, it's all the time. Aksana, when is your last slide? Is it your last slide? Not.
We have structure for this meeting because we are putting 7 p.m. till the end, and we want to keep on time everything.
No, it was really funny for me.
I find the length of the presentation really good, and the great thing is both this one and the one you did the previous one, it's your enthusiasm is really great, and that you tell personal stories. So I think it was great.
Yeah, and what I think it's really cool to preparing this presentation because I was there. So, but now when I prepared, I researched a little bit more. So the things are changed. So the situation, the military things are also changed. So I went a little bit deeper in the history. And when I was preparing this, it was for me also that kind of input when I read about all the stories, all these military things, all the history. It's really interesting, crazy thing. Wow. Thank you.
Again, thank you for all being here. And Aksana, thank you for doing the presentation. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you next time. Bye.
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 And happy
Bye-bye.
Easter.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Happy
Bye.
Easter. Bye.